Hi, this is Mustafa, and this is Road to Grandmaster. Okay, so I skipped Saturday. I was kind of busy, so I'm gonna do the same amount today, probably 3 or 4. I'm not gonna try to make up for time that I lost, because that might just make my score even worse. So let's see. Here we have we have a knight. We have knights, 2 rooks. They have 2 rooks and a queen and queen. 4 pawns. So I noticed that this pawn is g6 pawn is pinned immediately. So rook takes h6, h5 is possible. Then king would probably play to g6, 7. That's the only space for it looks like. Do I have any other checks? I have rook h7, check. But then king takes h7, and I have rook g8 check, which king takes. That doesn't seem to do much. Okay, so checking doesn't seem to do much. So we can also look at capturing rook takes b6, attacking the queen. It actually looks really good. I'm up a piece. I don't see any checks from black. I first thought d5 was a check, but I have the rook on d8 stopping check. Queen e4 isn't check because the queen would just take. I mean, it is check, but the queen would just take. So right now rook takes b6 looks like the most promising move. I don't really see a way for black to perpetual here. Okay, let's think. Rook takes b6. You don't have a check. Do you have any random threats as black? Well, even if you play rook c6, so rook takes rook, queen takes rook with check, and then after I move, then you're taking this rook, so that I have a queen knight for queen and rook. So that's probably the thing I have to look at. So rook takes b6, rook c6. So now how do I protect my d8 rook and also my b6 rook? Maybe I can just play rook b8 here. That way the rooks are x-raying and protecting each other. You still don't really have a check to play. Ever something like rook takes d8, I rook takes d8, there's something like rook takes b8, I play rook takes b8. And everything looks protected. So let's go for that. Rook takes b6. Okay, like I thought, rook c6. So now I can't take this rook. So now I think rook b8 is the best move. Because you still don't have any like really good checks to play here. I don't really see perpetual. Okay, so I'm gonna go for that. Rook to b8. Yep, rook takes d8, and then rook takes. Okay, so that was right. So next problem. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna try to get a 3-to-1 ratio, because if you get anything under a 3-to-1 ratio usually, then your score usually goes down. But if you, or it stays the same. But if you get about a 3-to-1 ratio, then your score typically would go up by like 3 or 4 points. So right now I'm at 5 correct and 3 incorrect. So I should be aiming for 9 correct and 3 incorrect, and then 12 correct and 4 incorrect if I want to keep improving my score at least at a decent rate. Okay, so here we have We have a knight, they have a knight, a bishop, for a knight. So, and they have a bishop and I have a rook. A queen and queen. So I'm up in exchange. White has 4 pawns. Black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns here. So let's think. So the main problem looks like I have to avoid getting checkmated here. Because if I can avoid the attack, then I'm just up in an exchange for nothing. Or it might actually be mate too. Like looking at this G1 square, if I get my bishop here with a check, then that's worse than King H1, and I might have some discoveries. But also, so Knight G4 check doesn't seem to work because it just runs into Queen takes. Knight with check on my king. Knight takes pawn looks a little bit better. But then I have to worry about just Queen takes rook. And he has the material back. Another interesting move is Queen A1. Because now I'm just threatening rook to H1 check, bishop takes, and queen takes an H1 mate. So I have to make sure that I'm avoiding any like mating threats, really. Okay, so let's look. Queen A1, and now consider every check that white can do. So I can play E7 or Knight E7, Knight H6. Can't really play Queen G4 or any of these queen checks because those just get taken. Okay, so Knight E7 check. King just goes to F8. Then you have Knight G6 check you can play, but then pawn takes. Or you have Queen H6, but then Knight. But then King just takes the Knight. So Knight E7 doesn't seem to work. Knight H6 is a bit more interesting. Looks like I have to play either G7, H8, or F8. So after King F8, I can eliminate that because that's just Queen takes F7 mate. King H8. That leads to Knight takes F7 check. Then I'd be forced to either G7 or G8 after King G7. No more knight checks because I'm adjacent to the knight, so the knight can't check me. Queen H6 check is possible. I would take the knight. Queen takes H7 is possible. Then King E6. And then this knight's one space and a diagonal away from my king, so this can't check. The queen would be here, so Queen F5 check is possible. I'd move down to E7 or F7, and yeah, Queen check. That just looks like perpetual. Queen check on H7. I'd have to come back. If I come down to E8, Queen H8, and I lose the... No, the queen's actually not there anymore, is it? It's on A1. It still seems like perpetual because the knight's guarding this D6 and B6 square. Okay, so Knight H6 checks. H8 looks like it wants Knight takes F7 check. I said King G7 and Queen H6 check. So this variation looks like it's a draw for white. Okay, so if Knight H6, King H8, and F8 don't seem to work, then I can try King to G7. Okay, so on King G7, Queen takes F7, King takes H6, Queen takes the pawn with check. I'm forced to H5, G4 check, Knight takes, pawn check, pawn takes, king takes. King takes G4. Queen F5 check. forced to h4. Yeah, this looks like white can actually like force a draw, so I don't think that one's good either. Okay, so let's go back to h8. So knight h6, king h8. Knight takes f7. King g7. Queen h6 check, king takes f7. Queen takes h7 check. King e1. Then knight checks on d6 is possible. Or you can just check back up here like I was saying before. Okay, so maybe queen a1 isn't good. Since knight h6 seems so dangerous for the black king. Okay, so candidate moves before queen a1, knight g4. I can think about rook h1 checks. That's another check. That's possible. If that happens, then bishop takes. But I'm not seeing any other checks that I can do. Knight g4, then queen just takes g4, so that doesn't work again. Yeah, the one problem seems to be knight h6 check. I mean, it makes me wonder that if queen f8 just to stop that check would be enough to win. Okay, so counting pawns again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have an extra pawn here anyway. Yeah, so if queen f8, knight h6 check anyway. King h8, knight takes f7 check. King moves back to g7. Knight moves back to h6. Seems really awkward. I was thinking about queen a2, but again, knight h6 checks the same problem. looks like the only good move, active move for black though. Queen A1, knight H6, king H8. And I can take on F7, king G7 once again. Knight H6, check. King H8, knight takes F7, king G or G7. On G7, queen H6, check. Wait, as a matter of fact, maybe I don't have to take the knight on F7, because I just lose queen takes H7. If I stay on, I can just move back to king G7, and then knight H6 check is no longer possible. Okay, so again, queen A1 or queen A2. I'm not sure which one is better yet. But knight H6 check, king H8. Then white has knight takes F7, check, king G7, queen H6, check. And instead of taking a knight like I was saying previously, what about king G8? There's no more knight H6 check. I don't actually see a check for white here actually. So that seems like the correct defense. So now I just need to figure out what the correct attack or first move is for black. So queen A1. So after that whole sequence is done, the queen is on H6, the knight's still on F7. So if it's white's move, they need to find a way to defend. H3 doesn't work because I just play rook H1 like I was intending. Bishop takes, then queen H1 mate. If G4. G4 is played. That's a lot tougher. G4, rook H1 check, bishop takes. Or maybe just king to G3. If bishop takes, queen takes, king to G4, queen G1 check, king H4, and queen takes this pawn on H3 check. And that's actually mate. Okay, so queen A1, knight H6 check, king H8, knight takes F7 check, king G7, queen H6 check, king G8. Okay, then G4, rook check, bishop takes, queen takes, king G3, queen to G1 check. If king H4, then queen takes H3. Okay, so you also have king F3 needs to be considered as well. Queen H1 check. Then king G3, so it's almost repeating moves. Okay, so maybe queen A2 is the better one. So let's see, queen A2, same variation where the queen's on H6, knight's on F7, king's on G8. So the queen's just on A2. H3, Wait, anytime h4 is played, knight to g4, where the queen's on h6, the knight's just picking up the queen. So I can eliminate that now. So g4. That seems like knight takes e3 stops the escape square. So now they have to deal with bishop g1 check. In all these variations of queen a2, then I can just pick up the knight if they try to avoid mate. So that might be where this is going. So I'm going to try queen a2. So that was correct. Okay, so they didn't do all the knight checks I was thinking about, which I probably should have accounted for. Okay, so here rook h1 check, bishop takes h1. Play knight takes e3. Well, queen takes knight still seems the simplest. And I'm not seeing really any mate threats. Rook h1 check, bishop takes, knight g4 checks, king h3, queen h2 check, king takes there. If I tried winning the queen e2, then the bishop just comes back to f3. Now queen takes knight, knight h6 check, king g8, knight takes f7, king g8, queen h6, king g1. Well, knight takes f7 doesn't seem to work here anymore. Okay, so queen takes knight, so I'm going to go for it. Okay, that was right. Okay, so one more problem, and if I get it correct, I'm 7 correct, 3 incorrect. Okay, so let's go material first. Bishop. So both light squared bishops, a knight for a dark squared bishop, queen and a queen. So 5 on 5. So materials are exactly even. The only difference is white's king's a bit unsafe here. It might just be a quiet move, like queen f5. I'm not seeing any checks from white's side. The threat here would be queen f3 mate. I guess after queen f5, maybe h3s would be played, and then queen checks on f3, king h2, and then queen takes g3 mate. Peter might play something slowly like queen takes bishop here, and then queen takes queen. That's my guess. Yeah, because if queen f4 here, then knight takes queen. So that's why I'm thinking queen f5. And it's just threatening a mate here. I can't really see an out for white here. Okay, I think I'm going to play queen f5. I'm not seeing anything. But yep, queen takes bishop. Okay, that silly move. So queen takes queen. Yep. Okay. So that was my first 3 correct out of 3 in this series. Please subscribe if you like the content. Please leave some messages down in the comments. I'm one of the better players right now on ChessTempo, or higher rated on here. So if you want any tips or advice, please leave some messages in the comments. Thank you.